Right. Okay. Time to reflect and get back a little bit. When you think back on life, all right, Albine, we've been thinking about how sometimes you're misunderstood. So this is misleading. It says here, a book which I'm quite happy about, I'm not promoting it, Tales of Survival on a Little Greek Island. Now that quite rightly would sort of just give people to assume that it's, I learned how all the tricks of how to live the tough life and so on a Greek island and all, learning to whitewash and all the skills and crewing on boats and whatever it took. Yeah. But that's only the other half of the story, isn't it? I mean, because let's be honest, I bought a bar, right, with partner, and within a year I didn't have it. Now most people say, well, like you lost the bar. Well, for me, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was the most marvelous stepping stone in life, because what it did, although I didn't buy a little house like I probably should have, I was headline news without knowing it. Having a little bar right in the centre in the off-season, I got to meet the people who owned the houses and the businesses and the Greeks as the owner of a bar, which I ran in my own way with games and unconformist, and it was a small little town, and I without knowing it, I was there. So when I went a year later and I just didn't know what to do, I had a little bit of money, and so I would putter up and down with my mate in his kaiki, and I was sure something turned up, and it did and all that. But it wasn't that. I'd found a way to live. And here's the thing. People looked at me and assumed, hey, what are you going to do now? You've lost the bar, your dream's gone down the drain. And I suddenly said, no, you don't understand. It's beginning. Now I'm free. As long as I can feed myself, I'll be all right, And I had a girlfriend at this point on the island, Paula, and everything was great. It was easy and cheap to live, and I could see no reason to go back. However, snail mail, one day I get this thing in a post from the American Embassy, this is probably 1987 or 88 or something. And it's, you've won the green card lottery. And I thought it was a joke. Now, these things didn't exist back then. Yeah, I had. Apparently every year they gave away 50,000 green cards. And apparently everybody from the world wanted a green card. And Jesse was like, what Jesse had done for me, my mate who had a house on the island, and he lived in Miami and so on, became my kumbara, submitted me for a green card. Anyway, so I said, well, that's bloody awesome. I won the lottery, grand stuff. Yes, I'll take a green card, thank you very much. But then there started to be little like, nothing's for free or easy, right? I know that lesson. Well, first of all, I need to have proof of a job. So Jesse, I said, well, forget that. No, we give you a job. Doesn't matter what it is. You got a job and you need an address. Yes, we've got an address. You can come and live with us, etc., etc. It doesn't matter. Come on. So all these things. And then another little thing, you got to live in the States for a year. And it was like, I've been there for 6 weeks working. That was it. A year. I've got to leave the rock for a year. No, mate. Green card or not, but no. Thank you for so much. My life is here. It was still fresh. I got away from that shite. Traffic jams. And so that was one example. And it was over the years, there were so many. Why I say survival, it wasn't survival. There were people who tried to save David. And unlike some people who we all clubbed together to get them a ticket to go home because their bar tabs were getting a bit large. I never ran up a bar tab, rather you get to success. What do we do then? Yes, who else tried to save us? Okay, right, here's for instance, even if I wanted to, even Joan Collins made it quite clear. She was buying this place in Saint-Tropez, and hey, we got on really well and so on, and she liked what I did, and if I wanted a managerial position, she made it clear that if I was interested, I could go, and we joked, and I said, well, first of all, there's two things wrong with that. French, it was a joke, we couldn't get away with that these days. I couldn't learn frog, and I'd have to learn to drive. She said, no, would you have the car? No, none of that shit. I've done this business, and I'm here. I live in a rented little place across the way. And so I've had loads of opportunities of people who wanted to get me off. Years later, Ingeborg and Flip, God bless them, said, here's 500 gulden. You got an idea and, yeah, we'll sponsor you. And this was when the internet was already going. This was to get another step further on. And I had this idea, I already had a couple. But putting a flashlight on a Nokia phone, or the mobile phones, and I'd already had some success with some Chinese company on the earth. How long story short, I got there, and then I got this asteroid thing beckoned, and I thought that was far more important, particularly. I don't know if I went with, use that money to go and see Tom Harrells in Arizona. Another story. But my point is back to this survival in a Greek island. Actually, it didn't work. Nobody could plan this, but yeah, because I had that little bar, and to my it was such a success I didn't even know it, because then now I knew everybody in town, and they become friends, and they ran up bar tabs with me, and I got to know their stories and families. And because you have a little bar, a little place like that, and me being as I am, you arrange, and I had a phone, and phones in those days were rare on the island. We became a little headquarters for winter, and hey, I was set. As long as and as soon as it got out that I was prepared to clean shit, learn how to whitewash, change nappies, whatever it took, that was me. And I just wanted to share that little bit with myself in case, Anyway, this is good therapy. And I don't give a shit because this is not aimed at anybody. And check this little room out. I mean, that's not bloody bad, huh? All right, that's it for today.